What is it about us though that makes us the most hated?
We're disrespectful. We're arrogant.
Loud.
We have an ethnocentric ideology, belief, as if we're better than everybody because we think we were the first.
We think we're old.
Yeah. We're entitled.
Yeah.
We're lazy. When you get on the job with most black people, everybody look at them and say, man, that nigga, we don't work as hard as other people.
We're angry, disrespectful, we're loud, we're obnoxious, we have attitudes. You tell me he's wrong. Charleston White is making people mad again. He's always making people mad. Anyways, he was on this podcast. I'll link the podcast below if you want to see the whole conversation, because quite frankly, it's a pretty good conversation. To be honest with you, it was like a long 2-hour thing. It was an interesting conversation. Anyways, he made a comment. The man on the podcast asked him about the how people feel about why you think people don't like black people. And he went on to explain why, but that part went viral. But there's more to his clip I got that I felt like was important too, and so I thought we would just listen to it now. So let's watch some clips of him, and we'll hear what he has to say.
We have a lot of great people.
We have a hood, but we don't have a community. We got a lot of great people, but what do we have for having a lot of great people?
We have a lot of influence.
We have a lot of influence, but what do we have we have a hood, we don't have a community. So even the people with the influence are not visible in our communities. They don't have after school programs. We don't have a black grocery store nowhere. We don't have a black bank. We don't, outside of Atlanta, a few places in Houston. What do we have as a community? Yeah, we got a hood, but we don't own nothing in the hood.
I think we were never taught anything in school. We didn't know nothing about building credit.
You're not taught at school. You're supposed to be taught at home.
Yeah.
Education starts in the home. Mm-hmm. So we all know about credit. Everybody done seen Bandman Kevin. We've seen all these people talk credit restoration. We've seen all these people have real estate programs. But even then, when you look into the schools and it's time to graduate, how many black kids you see at the top of the class?
I often see a lot.
I don't. I see black kids graduating, but they're not graduating with academic scholarships going nowhere. When you look at the testing scores in this country, we're at the bottom. When you go on work, you don't see outstanding work employees. You don't see all of our black people coming together doing nothing. Yeah, we got a lot of great individual people, but as a group and as a whole,
I see 50 Cent doing his thing in streets.
As one man.
No. I see Cat Williams just did some amazing Georgia. Tyler Perry.
But just imagine if they came together like white people. See, it's easy to beat us like this. Look at all these fingers spread apart. You know how easy it is to take this one finger and break it? Because it ain't like this?
That's right.
Nigga, look how easy it is to take this finger and but like this, you can't touch now one of them fingers. Mm-hmm. They like this, we like this. We have individual accomplishments.
I see what you're
saying.
As
a group and as a whole.
Like Elon Musk and Trump. There you
go.
You know what I'm saying? I get it.
But where's our black bank?
It's black banks out there. I can't tell you where.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's black banks out there.
We can tell you where Bank Americaville. We can tell you the name of Chase, Wells Fargo. Where's a black hospital? Nigga, we left the HBCU to go to Colorado. See what I'm saying? So they look at group economics while we look at individual accomplishments.
That's real.
Regarding that, he is right what he's saying, but I think there's another part to this that maybe I think a little bit differently, but I get what he's saying. He's right. Mm-hmm. When it comes to like white people, we can say they band together, but I think it's a problem with black people is that we don't think of ourselves as American. See, I think when I think about group, I'm thinking about it as Americans. And I think that it's so much focused on black people coming together that I just don't think I don't think that is productive. I get what he's saying though, because what he's saying is that all Asians stick together, Jewish people stick together, essentially white people stick together. But I think like the American way is just be American. And then I think that will just pay off on its own.
But Frank Zanu actually was talking to these young kids. It applies directly to this, really. And so he asked a question I guess there was I guess there was a professor that took out of his class, he took like a kid from like an Asian kid, a black kid, an American kid, and he asked them what they felt good about when it came to their people. And he said, of course, the American kid who was white said, "Well, the founding fathers made the greatest country in the world," and Then he talked to the Asian kid that I think was Japanese or something, and he said, one out of every 5 cars has something in it that people can't deal without. He said, then he went on and asked the other people, but when he got to the black person, the black kid, they didn't have an answer. And I think that black people, because we can't get over ourselves.
I know.
We feel like there's nothing. It's very interesting. I wish you could see it, but it was very interesting because the black kids that he was talking to about this, they also were stomped. I mean, some other kids start talking about the Moors, and he was like, "Yeah, but what is that?" I mean, I'm not. That's. He said, "No, I'm talking about what is it that black people have created today that people can't live without in a 24-hour span."
We're not, yeah.
And it made them feel bad because they couldn't think of anything either.
So that's a problem.
And that's a problem. So what Charleston is saying here is kind of directly connected to that. We also have a problem with our culture in America, which also Frank Zanu said, if I go to, I find the same problems when I go to Jamaica, when I go to Haiti, when I come to my own continent of Africa, when I come to America, if I go to Europe and I go to a black area, it's all the same.
Yeah, it is.
It's all the same. And he was just he's like, black people do better when they live amongst other people. So that's what Charleston's saying. He said you can find a Tyler Perry. Yeah, of course you can find, an Ice Cube. You can find that, but you will never find like unity in that way. You know what I mean? Like I was just telling you in the last show that a lot of Asian people own the mom and pop stores. They come here and they don't deal with the banks. They come right together. They pull all the money together. They stay in a room together, and then they buy a house. Then they buy another house. They buy another restaurant. They piggyback off each other, and they have a unity, which is why they're so successful here. But black people, how many times can you go on YouTube or World Star and just find black people fighting each other? And that's what's entertainment. Watching black people beat each other up on camera. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what we do, and I feel like that's what we become. And so he's right. We don't graduate at I just told you on the last show, Candace Owens said that when she went home, her parents weren't really big on education, but when she went home with her Asian friend, they were all about it. You got to get an A.
Well, even in our home, like my mother, she didn't discourage us from being academic people or anything like that. But there's no encouragement. There's no encouragement, like encouragement as in, like, I want to see you go to this certain college. Or I want to see you pass this certain class. It wasn't really like that. It's just kind of like a normal thing. Yeah. So he's right.
Oh, homie. But everybody that gets super rich, like even Jay-Z, he's teaming up with other white people.
Because
he's not sponsoring a Charleston white that's preaching a message that should be to the next level. It's like people get super rich and then they team up with
him and Dame Dash broke up. How many of all these black people from Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, Cat Williams, Mayweather, how many have all of them come together like Trump and them did? They won't do it. So why, homie, they the examples. So, nigga, they got all this money up there. None of them have came together.
But you said it, though, 2-3 years ago in Clubhouse. I'll never forget it. You said that one of your big homies said that 2 black men could never make money together.
His daddy told him that. His daddy was born in the 30s. He was born in 35.
So how could we get it to that when 2 black men can't make money together?
Me and you do.
That's true.
Me and you do. So he said that's what his daddy told him. That's what he told me.
But do you feel that way?
I believe that until me and you met.
That makes me feel special.
Until me and you.
White. Everybody who's doing labor construction is Mexican.
Yeah, you see it now, nigga. I strategically try to make sure and see, man, they ain't got no niggas on there. I go to Atlanta, I see it, but then right around the corner, I see some white boys, sitting around talking while the niggas in the hole. So we don't have the work ethic that they do. We come in with too many demands. Nigga, we're gonna have to be forced to become something like a slave. We don't have no job skills. We're not skilled with our hands.
Like that was some real truth what he just said there. We're gonna have oh my god.
I was just saying in the last episode that the reason why illegal people do well here eventually, if they're not the criminals, I'm talking about the ones that actually try to come here and live here, is because they're willing to take less and work hard. And the thing is what he's saying about black people is that we ask for too much with little skill.
That is accurate. You know? That is very accurate what he said there. And so what happens is that you're forced to take. You're not even forced. It's like because you are skillless, you're going to, if you want to work, you're going to work very low wages, and then you'll be mad at that, of course. But then you'll start blaming, of course, the white man's paying you less and all that kind of stuff, But the truth is that you are going to be doing a lot of low level jobs forever. If we don't get a skill,
you have to be able to compete in America. That's the way it is. Blanchard Robinson actually said that black people love DEI because they don't like to compete.
Yeah.
And DEI, affirmative action, puts you on the top without having to do it on merit. And so a lot of black people will always talk about the civil rights era because they feel like that's where we actually did shine. But I would say it's probably where we took our downfall.
It is where we took our downfall.
Because
look at the numbers.
Now we've become a begging bunch of people, and we've taken our eye off the ball of like trying to really compete in industry. And we started talking about, give me this, give me that. I need welfare. I need, we need, what is it when it comes to jails? We need to get the people out of the jails. Well, don't stop doing crimes. So you go there in the first place. You know what I mean? We need to get back to getting married and having children. Only 30% of black people even get married. We have 74% single mother rate. We have, like Charleston said, our education, we're at the bottom of the barrel as far as education. We don't own nothing.
All of our stats, all the stats for black people are all low. All of it's low. And the only one that I would say would be the higher one is black women in college.
Right.
But
again, how many of those women are getting in on DEI?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So are they actually getting in? This is why when they started, remember when Charlie Kirk was talking about the fact that they were going to put black people as airline pilots?
Yeah.
And people were like, he was like, I'm sorry, if I see a black person running being piloted, I might not get on.
Well,
and the reason why is because when you start off saying that they're going to get a job based on DEI and not on merit, not on being the best. Then what you're saying is you just want me to just guess.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the only one. There were some black people saying that. I don't know if I want to get on an airplane with that. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, he's right.
Gonna find a trade.
Nigga, we are not skilled as black males in this country with our hands. We can't fix no alternator, no air conditioner, no nothing, homie. Our elders before us had some type of skill. We're skillless.
Everybody want to rap.
Or shoot a gun.
Everybody want to rap.
Yeah, and nigga, just think, even content creation.
Yeah.
Nigga, content creation is a skill.
It is.
They're now teaching this shit in schools, on college campuses and levels, homie. This is a skill. But niggas ain't even caught on the content creation, homie.
They haven't.
Yeah. Nobody rock with us but white American, homie.
And it's funny, because even with our content creation, Danielle figured this all out by herself.
Yeah, and
I don't do the editing. She does it. So Danielle figured all of this lighting and stuff. She did this. She figured this all out because her work ethic in general, though. And I would say that with that to me is the best way to learn to do anything is to do it yourself.
Oh, you're your best. The best teacher is
to fail and do it yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
failure is the best teacher.
Black people need to fail and do it ourselves. You know what I mean? He's right about that, though. I mean, they are teaching this kind of stuff in there, and we don't even want to do that.
But he's not wrong. Like, we get dragged all the time from people who are really lefty black people who are like, you guys always talk negative about black people.
No.
Why are you always talking negative about black people? And I'm like, listen, we're talking truth about black people and having an uncomfortable conversation in hopes of there being some type of open forum where we can just talk about the uncomfortable conversation. The truth is that he is right. Black people do not own enough things to be having these, these demands. We're not even at that level. That is the truth. That's the truth. That's the hard truth.
People don't like truth. Jesus Christ taught the truth. Yeah. And he got nailed to a cross.
Right. This is the truth. He's saying,
you know what I'm saying? When people tell the truth, they're often hated.
Yeah.
It's the point. Like when you really think of that, when you literally look at the Bible, Jesus Christ simply told the truth. He simply told the truth, and they nailed him to a cross. You know what I'm saying? Often people who tell the truth in general, it doesn't matter if they're white, it doesn't matter if they're black, it doesn't matter if they're men or women, it doesn't matter if they're gay or straight. It doesn't matter. People who tell the truth often get ridiculed because most people don't want the truth because they're guilty of something in their own life that they don't want to get rid of. They're comfortable in their sin or whatever it is they got going on in their life. They don't want to be faced and a mirror held up to them. So when someone holds a mirror up to you, and you don't want to look at the reflection, you often just demonize people who tell the truth. People are going to be mad at Charleston White, because he looks like any one of the guys in the hood. But the truth is, he's telling the truth. And eventually, probably going to call him a sellout. And, just like it is, because they don't want to see that is what it is.
Recently, we got this email with this person that said, angrily, you guys need, what do white people do wrong? You need to talk more about
what white people, he
said, we need to talk more about what white people are doing wrong. You always talk about black people. And I said to this person, I was like, black man, I said, eyes on your own paper. Okay? You are sitting here having your nose in your eyes and what they're doing over there. That's the problem. Okay? We need to figure out why we're still at 13% in the population.
I talk about black people. I talk about Walter Williams. We did a great video on Walter Williams. We talk about all kinds of black people. You don't like them.
Yeah. So look, it's always going to be the answer to me when people say to me, you guys don't say anything about positive about black people. We did.
I do. You just don't like the black people I'm talking about.
Yeah, you don't like the black people we're talking about. But again, I say to you, eyes on your own paper, okay? Don't be worrying about what white people are doing, okay? What did Samuel Jackson say in, what you call it? On Die Hard, it was white people, white problems. Like, let's not, white people are doing their thing. They're just whatever, okay? You need to be, the conversations that black people need to be having are with black people to figure out why we are a hot mess. That's what the conversation we need to be having here. And it seems like it's so touchy. And so I'm not handling black people with kids gloves. We got to stop doing that, okay? Just rip the Band-Aid off, okay? That's what he's doing right now.
I want black people to win, but you're never going to win if everybody always makes you feel like you're doing everything right.
Right.
You have to know where your Achilles heel, the things you make, where you make a mistake, or else you just stay the same.
What's it about us, though, that makes us the most hated?
We're disrespectful. We're arrogant,
loud.
We have an ethnocentric ideology, belief, as if we're better than everybody because we think we were the first.
We think we're old.
Yeah. We're entitled.
Yeah.
We're lazy. When you get on the job with most black people, everybody look at them and see, man, we don't work as hard as other people. So it's obvious why they don't like us. Just look around on your job. We the loudest. We come in. If we having a bad day, we go tell them off. We ain't take what we not gonna put up with. And we're not the brightest. We're not. We used to be at the front of the pack. I'm in the 60s and the 50s. We're not the brightest anymore. And we ain't the strongest and the toughest like we think we are. That's why the white boys got into UFC and started kicking their ass. Yeah, we just know how to use our hands and fight.
Them niggas using feet, elbow.
Wait a minute. You got a point there.
I'm sorry.
Okay, y'all, that look, okay, we're angry, we're disrespectful, we're loud, we're obnoxious, we have attitudes. You tell me he's wrong, please, because I am telling you that is the most accurate of to me, in my opinion, of the majority of black people I encounter. And I encounter some really hardworking, good black people every now and then, okay? But there should not be a sprinkle of people like that. There should be a lot of us like that, but there's not. What he's saying is correct. Listen, there's a reason why we have a stereotype. He's not telling a lie here. This is all.
So the
very
majority
true.
of black people are like that, and I live in the world, so I know that's true.
Yes.
You can just go online and see all the World Star videos of black people fighting each other in parking lots of Walmarts, schoolyards, street fights.
Oh yeah.
And I know white people do it too, but find me a ton of fights. You won't find it. You know what I mean? You won't. Maybe one. Maybe.
You're not going to find it.
But you're really not going to find it. You will find it though in the black community. Black people love fighting. You know what I mean? But with all that he said, now are you shocked that we're not the most successful?
I mean,
you can't be successful with those kind of traits, those kind of character traits. But Before the civil rights movement, we did do that. We had black businesses. We had a high marriage rate. We had a high church attendance rate. We believed in hard work.
Our communities
even through Jim Crow and all that, we believed in that. We had not just one Black Wall Street. We had a few that were all through the South. We never talk about them. We don't talk about, what Harlem and how successful Black Harlem was. Now nobody wants to even walk down the street, not even Black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's us.
Yeah. We're a big problem.
It's us.
We are a really...
You want to talk about what I think white people do wrong? White liberals coddle this.
Yeah, they do.
And this is where white people do go wrong. When white people do that with us instead of tell us. If the majority of white people are saying things like a Matt Walsh or a Mark Dice are saying, look...
That's true. You guys, it's true.
If they were saying that, then the reason why white people are so successful is really because they have no excuse.
Yeah.
They don't have a story where they can go back and say, American story where they can sit back and just keep talking about, slavery and Jim Crow. They don't have that story, so they don't have an excuse, which they're blessed for that. Because they don't have that story, no one feels sorry for them, so they become successful. That story cripples us.
No,
because it makes us lean on that instead of saying, maybe we should just move on and we won.
Yeah.
And we need to just move on to the next, thing, but we won't. We not only do we not move on, but then we create danger and frustration and singleness and unhappiness and jail and bad scores in school, and we do that.
Now, we've had several videos where we at times have said this. This is the problem that we have always had when you're calling yourself a king and a queen. Okay. When Black people are notorious for this, right? Oh, you go queen, Black girls rock, Black girl magic, hey king, doing all this grandiose terms to describe, Black people as a community of people. We're kings and we're queens. And I've always hated that because I feel like that is just aiding to the problem.
Aiding and abetting.
Because what...
Aiding and abetting.
That is aiding to the problem. Because what we're doing is that we're saying we're so fabulous that we are these high and mighty queens. And because we have melanated skin and one thing with that one picture quote, our hair defies gravity and our skin repels the sun. What is it? Our skin soaks up the sun. It's like we're so dramatically, like, we're so conceited with this whole thing. And I always call it like fake confidence. Let's just say that we're saying that the majority of Black people are queens and kings, just as a term of endearment. Are we? Look at our numbers. Our numbers do not add up to a king or a queen.
Not even to a lady or a gentleman.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, but these are, when he talks about this, it really does make me think about how we describe ourselves. And I think it's just messed us up mentally because now we're pretending that we're something that we're not on a whole nother level.
I got a white friend. We were just talking about this yesterday. He said that what's wrong with Black people is we think short term. He was like, white people, somewhere along the way, our fathers taught us to think long term, tunnel vision. Black people, we think short term. We want it now.
We don't
microwave mindset.
We don't believe in legacies. Ball till you fall. So we don't believe in legacy. That's why most of us die without life insurance policies. That's why most of us don't invest in life insurance policies. So that's one of our biggest problems.
That's a crazy analogy.
Nigga, that was pushed out for a whole generation of kids. Then it came with blowing money fast. So ball till you fall. Then it came with blowing money fast. That's been at least 20 or 30 years of indoctrination. So, and we don't think of a legacy, homie, because if we thought of a legacy, we wouldn't have so many children by so many different women. Your children are your legacy, and what you pass down to them determines if you or your name live forever. So we got 3-4 kids, and all of them got different last names.
That's a Black thing too.
That's a Black thing.
That's a Black thing too, and
right. Sometimes you got to have a man say that because, there are way too many men who have multiple, baby mothers, and the women who have a bunch of babies. It's just we have so many kids spread out, and most brothers and sisters don't even know each other.
I've interviewed probably 5 rappers recently. Main Music got 6 kids by 6 baby moms. Yayo got 5 and 5, and Bandman got like 5 baby moms. Like, see, we can keep going.
Homie, I got 2 kids by one woman.
Facts.
Whom I was married to.
My barber said the same thing. He has multiple baby moms too. He said, he told me this years ago. He said, if you do anything, make sure you just have one baby mom, because if he was like me, I got to deal with 4 or 5 different personalities. One baby mom may be cool, but it's 2 over here that, you know what I mean?
They look at homie, and the kids that's not with you, homie, is gonna at some point resent the kids who are with you.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like, I know a guy well, I don't know him personally, but I know people who know him and we're friends on Facebook. But he has 22 kids.
Yeah.
By a bunch of different women.
22. He's not old.
He's not old. I mean, he's little. He's not that old. And my point saying is, my next thing was, we also have a problem with self-control. Like, people don't like my word for the year. Like, I don't do resolutions. Resolutions. I just think of a word that I ask God for a word that's going to help me throughout the year. Something I need to work on. Yeah. And I have been working on this for a while now, but I just decided to put self-discipline as a sort of word to think about as I'm living throughout the year. And I think self-discipline frees you. Because you don't have to have everything you want right now, which is what he was trying to say, that we want everything, but we don't want to do the work to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want all this stuff. We want all this praise and glory, but we don't want what it takes to get there. You know what I mean? We make a mess of our community, but then we don't want to take, we don't want to take accountability. What we rather do is write an email to 2 black women on a show talking about it and say, why can't you talk about white people?
It's the same thing that Charlemagne did when he was talking to Larry Elder. Larry Elder went through a whole 5-minute monologue talking to them, and the first question Charlemagne has is, what about white people? What do they do? Why? Larry Elder's trying to keep your eyes on the paper here, okay? Don't tunnel vision with what we're talking about here. We do not need to talk about other races. We need to talk about our own race and the problems, okay? We call out, I'm a woman, I call out women. I'm a Republican, I call out Republicans. I am black, I call out blacks. You need to keep your eyes on paper. We have a humongous problem in this community. It is a very big issue that I think is being taken pretty lightly. And then, but what we do big up, right, are Oprah and Beyonce and, all these things. I'm like, and these women are not even talking about the real issues. Like, there's a whole culture out there of black people doing the wrong things. We care about discipline, sexual discipline. There's about kids. Okay? So black people have no sexual discipline. And understand when I say black people, I hope we all get that I'm talking about the rule, not the exceptions. Okay, so got to put that out there. So the majority of black people do not have sexual discipline. Men control marriage and women control sex, and generally speaking. So if women keep their legs closed, we wouldn't have to worry about all these baby daddies and baby mamas and all these kids with different last names. They don't even know each other, hanging out. We don't have to worry about different personalities and all this good stuff. But it's because we have no discipline in this community is the reason why we're in the position that we are now. I'm talking about discipline in school too. We ain't disciplined in school either. We ain't got that. Work ethic, no discipline. We ain't disciplined with work ethic either. Guys, look, I know it sounds like, it sounds like I'm being harsh on black people, because I am. I actually am. I'm being harsh. Because I think that it's about time that people just tell the truth.
Yeah, because honestly, I think that a lot of these black people that are successful make money off the downward downward spiral of black people in general. Roland Martin is just making money off putting black people, making black people cowards and making them cowards and victims. That's what I feel like all Roland Martin's doing. I feel like a lot of these people, even wasn't LeBron James not even he's a basketball player, but he does the same thing. Yeah. He sits there and pretends like he's like some oppressed and he's oppressed and it's just, how can you be a billionaire and I don't understand that. You know what I mean? I don't get that. But a lot of these people make money. These black people that are successful make money as long as they're willing to play the game. Right. And that keeps black people in a place where they mentally stay stuck. At least slavery is slavery. Most of them were just trying to leave. Yes. That's physical bondage. Right. But a lot of them, didn't want to leave because they've been mentally challenged. But I'm just saying, at least the ones who were trying to escape, which were a lot of them, they left. They went, you know what I mean? But now we're just mentally enslaved. Yeah. We just sit around and just believe whatever these celebrities tell us, and we just believe it while we just stay here being angry while they're all racking up money. I just think more of us. And I think because I think more of black people, I think we're capable of more. Because that guy was right. We have we're really good at culture. It's unfortunate that the culture we present. Well, he said good. That he said everybody wants to be a rapper. The other guy said everybody wants to be a rapper. Like we also like to be gangsters. Yeah, gangsters, right? And basically, but you'll see even some white kids trying to act like they're totally not. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's because we're really good at influencing. Yeah, we are, and they use us for that. Yeah. We're very well used for influence, and the influence we give a lot of times is not good. No. What Larry Elder said, or I think he was quoting somebody, but he said no one ever lost anything from being a lady or a gentleman. Right. And I really think people just need to focus on that. Just to be a lady and a gentleman. And once we focus on that, there is no more single motherhood. There is no more bad scores. There are no more, lazy people at work. Because being a lady and a gentleman is character building. There are things you do just because. Right. Because it's the right thing to do. I also think that's all built into being a lady or a gentleman, is doing the right thing when the bad thing is presented to you. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that your character gets compromised daily because something out there in this world is always going to try to make you compromise with yourself, whether it be sex or just cheating in school or cheating in general. You know what I mean? If you get presented that opportunity, the best thing to do is to turn the other way and work hard. But we need to really work on character here, and I think this is what Charleston is actually trying to say. Is just that Jesse Lee Peterson said it. He said black people lost character. Yeah, that's what they lost. I think we need to bring back etiquette classes. To be honest with you. Yeah, I do like it. I would love to give an etiquette. There was a couple of videos I saw on Instagram where this black lady, she goes into inner city. She's an etiquette teacher, which her profession is, and she goes into black schools, inner city schools, and teaches them, how to sit and how to eat hold their fork and knife, she's teaching the basic of etiquette and how to speak and to not be vulgar all the time, or not to, there's a time and place for everything. Like she's kind of going through all of that, and I'm thinking we need to bring that back so we can get gentlemen so we can truly say ladies and gentlemen again. Right. Because right now, I'm sorry, we cannot truly say as a whole, ladies and gentlemen, black people are ladies and gentlemen. We can't, as a rule, we can't. We can't do that. And I think that anybody who does not see the problems with black people today, I think that you're just choosing to just not see it. And who was the kid? Who was the black kid? His name is King something. I don't know. King Randall or something. Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, he tried. Oh, he did. He went viral because he was trying to teach the young black men how to sit at a table because he wanted to give them a chance so that if they ever get out of a situation where they have to go sit with, do a business dinner at some point, they know how to eat with certain forks. And then he did this on camera, and all the black people came at him and called him a salad and tell him he's teaching them how to be white. This is what we do. We tell a black young, and he's young. He's like 22 years old. We did a video on him. Yes, we did a video on him. And they came at him and called him, they came at him and said, you are teaching these young men how to be white. Are you kidding me? Manners? So this is, okay. So manners
and speaking well, this is white. So what are you saying about this is what I'm saying. This is what you're saying about the culture then. You're saying that black people are basically ignorant and should stay that way. That's what you're saying. And so this is a constant thing with black people, man. It's just like it's I don't know. It's just very true what he said. I really do agree with everything he says. Again, when it comes to Charleston White, because the person asked about what we thought about him personally, I don't even think that's relevant to this conversation. When I think about the guy, I don't know him. But just outwardly, I don't
watch him too.
I don't either. But outwardly, I think that he does hold influence of some sort. So I do think that while he does have this is his character, be kind of like this no nonsense kind of like ghetto talk guy, I do think that does not always do well. With the way, if you want to change culture, you have to change, right? But he is just doing a character, but people are not, young people just get influenced by that and just think it's okay just to be that way. And that's like a problem I kind of have with it. But, but to me, right, for this situation, what's most important is what he is saying. What I think about the guy is irrelevant, honestly, to me.
And even the guy he's sitting across from, he almost was a little bit hesitant at first. Yeah. Kind of pushed back, but he started to see it too. Everybody knows if you're black, you know deep down inside that everywhere you go with black people you don't even know that black people are standoffish, mean, rude, ready to fight, always, mad, angry. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. Everybody with eyes can see that. Yeah. But it doesn't mean it can't change. But we do have to talk about it if you want it to change. If you don't want it to change, then just stay like we are and call each other king and queens while we're robbing people. I don't know. You know what I mean?
The majority of black people today are not like black people of yesteryear. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. I do want it to change, which is why we bring up these subjects. We don't bring it up just to be bringing it up. We bring it up to talk about it. Right. But the black people of yesteryear are very... sprinkles of those people exist today, right? The majority of black people, it is a whole different ball game today, and it's sad to see. It is sad to see, but I don't think that anything will change unless you admit the problem.
You have to be okay with being uncomfortable with hearing certain things.
What's called the first.
You just do. So, but I agree with everything you said.
We need to look at ourselves.
Truth tellers never get really appreciated,
right? Because
it's an uncomfortable, it's a lonely place sometimes to be the person telling the truth.
Yeah. Guys, let us know what you think about that. What Charleston said. Do you agree? Disagree? Was he too harsh? I don't think so at all. I think it's important to be harsh at this point. Kid gloves need to be off. All right. But leave some comments below. Let us know what you think. And,